Breaking news. Trade of arms between Russia and North Korea declines. On suspicion of involvement in the arms trade with Russia, South Korea has sanctioned 2 ships and 7 North Korean nationals. In the acquisition of materials and money for North Korea's nuclear and missile development through the transfer of military supplies and arms trade between Russia and North Korea, the South Korean Foreign Ministry stated of the targets. Seoul announced earlier this month that it would be opening an investigation into reports of the discovery of 122mm shells in the country, which date back decades. This comes as evidence mounts that Russian troops have been using North Korean missiles and other munitions during their offensives in Ukraine. South Korea has stated that the new restrictions are a result of the country's participation in sending refined oil to North Korea, which goes against UN Security Council sanctions that cap the country's annual exports at 500,000 barrels in an effort to curb the nuclear and missile capabilities of the Kim Jong-un dictatorship. The United States and South Korea formed a task force in March to combat the smuggling of oil and other commodities into North Korea. South Korean restrictions affected several ships, including the Russian cargo ships Maria and Maya 1. From North Korean ports to Russia, these 3 ships, the Angara, Lady R, and these 2, have conveyed what are believed to be arms shipments many times since last year, according to ship monitoring data and satellite photos. On Friday, Japan also announced sanctions related to illegal arms sales to Moscow, targeting 11 businesses and 1 individual, according to Japan's Asahi Shimbun. Japanese Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi stated during a news briefing that Russia's purchase of weapons from North Korea goes against the applicable United Nations resolutions that explicitly forbid the transfer of such weapons and associated materials to and from North Korea, the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington, D.C., released a report on Wednesday stating that these shipments might have kept the Russian military weapons supplied for months. The research tank acknowledged that the goods delivered to the Russian armed forces have been of lesser quality compared to Western alternatives, but it emphasized that this has not diminished their ability to support Russia's gains in Ukraine. Amid rising tensions between Beijing and the United States allies, Japan and South Korea have recently imposed a pair of sanctions on each other. This comes days before the 2 countries will meet in Seoul for talks arranged to help find common ground. The Japan Times cited official sources in the government as saying that the 3 countries will meet to discuss public health, sustainable development, science and technology, trade and economic cooperation, and security. This week, the Environmental Protection Agency issued a severe warning, saying that infrastructure in the U.S. is under growing attack from hackers associated with the governments of China, Iran, and Russia. Will our water be okay to drink? Inspectors discovered alarming cybersecurity vulnerabilities at drinking water systems across the country, according to the May 20 alert, and over 70% of the water systems examined by the EPA did not fulfill the fundamental security standards outlined in the Safe Drinking Water Act. Cyber threats to the United States water supply are becoming more sophisticated, according to Professor Blair Feltmate of Canada's University of Waterloo. This is especially true for the southwestern region, which is on the edge of being out of water, as Professor Feltmate told Newsweek. In alerts issued on December 1, 2023, February 7, and May 1 this year, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, which is part of the Department of Homeland Security, particularly warned about the threat that foreign powers pose to the American water supply.